For my TED Talk video, I'll be discussing the relationship between the evolutionary theory and the bibliological theory of creation. But before understanding these theories, we must for now accept a few other theories.
First is the Big Bang Theory. According to the Big Bang Theory, the universe was originally in an extremely hot and dense state, which resulted in rapid expansion. The expansion caused the universe to cool, creating the present dilated state that continues to expand to this day. The second theory we must accept is the Big Crunch Theory. The Big Crunch Theory states that if the density of the universe is greater than the critical density, the strength of the gravitational force will stop the universe from expanding, and the universe will collapse back on itself.
As we begin to compare the bibliological and the evolutionary theories, the first problem we come to is the time taken for the Earth to be created. The evolutionary theory states that the Earth has been around for approximately 4.6 billion years. On the other hand, the bibliological theory states that God created the Earth and the living creatures in 7 days flat. 7 days and 4.6 billion years is without a doubt a great difference in time. Now we ask ourselves the question, how could 7 days and 4.6 billion years pass an equal amount of time, what is known as time? The answer is quite simple, but yet complicated. One of Einstein's fundamental observations states that time is not the same for everyone everywhere. His theory states that as one gets closer to a center of gravity, time will slow down.
To understand this logic, a simple experiment is possible even on Earth. If two people went to the Empire State Building and person 1 went up to the 102nd floor, while person 2 stayed on the ground, person 1 would be further from the center of gravity, while person 2 would be closer. According to Einstein's theory, time will tick slower for the person on the 102nd floor, just by a tiny bit, but definitely slower than the person on the ground. The first scripture of the Bible states that God was hovering over the waters. During the creation of the Earth and the solar system, a large rotating cloud of gas and dust called the solar nebula, which composed of vast amounts of hydrogen and helium, appeared. And as we know, water is formed by two hydrogen molecules and an oxygen molecule. According to the Bible, water was separated on the second day, which resulted in water under the vault and water above the vault. The separation of waters can most likely be seen as the formation of the sky. The water under the vault most likely formed the oceans and the seas, while the water above the vault formed what resulted in the ozone layer. As Darwin's evolutionary theory states, the first species that existed on Earth most likely inhabited the water. The Bible states that during the third day, plants and other simple organisms were created. This agrees with Darwin's theory, for simple organisms such as plants were able to form before the creation of complex organisms. According to the bibliological theory, the land animals and the flying animals came on the fifth day. This correlates with Darwin's theory, for a great amount of water came first, then the creation of simple and basic organisms, and then plants, which resulted in living creatures living in the water, and birds in the sky. A part which I cannot correlate was the fact the Bible stated that birds came before land animals. On the sixth and final day of creation, the Bible states that God created land animals and humans. It's possible to see the correlation between these two theories, for they both state that land animals came after plants and creatures living in the water, but before humans.